Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's up, y'all? Hello and welcome to Soul Elixir. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Mike Bass, and I'm joined by the beautiful and talented Mo, the beautiful and talented Rosebush, and the very talented and handsome D.N. And our newest member to the family, Miss Tamika Scott, y'all. What's up, guys?
Hey.
How y'all feeling? Hey, a little later in the show.
Fantastic.
You are doing what? That's what I'm talking about.
Why you gotta cut us off? I mean, let us introduce ourselves before you start to breaking in the mood.
My bad. Turn up.
Okay,
so what
turn
we're
up.
not going to do. So what we're not going to do, we're not going to fight on air. Okay, we'll do that later.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We always do. Anyway, speaking of later in the show, we'll be joined by one of the funniest ladies alive from the Tyler Perrys, for better or for worse. The very beautiful, talented actress and comedian, Coco Brown, will be joining us. Hey, as always, y'all, she's going to be off the hook. We already know that. She always turns up, man. She's one of the sweetest ladies alive. Anyway, so when you're about to, with the sound that you're about to hear, Miss Mo, you want to play that song? That sound means it's time for the hot couch, y'all. Yes. That sound means that you're about to be on the hot couch, y'all. We about to have the hot couch out, and that means anything and everything goes. There's no topic off limits at all, at all. But first, today's topic, are you in a one-ship or a relationship? Are you in a one-ship or a relationship? If you want to talk about it with us tonight, please join us on the show. Call 929-477-2668. Again, 929-477-2668. We would like to hear from you. One ship versus relationship. Hey, guys, what's up, y'all?
What's up?
I hear Mo over there cracking up. What's up, Mo? What's up, bro? What's up, everybody?
You know what? I want to talk about this. I just want to say this real quick. Because sometimes people don't really understand what it means to be in a one-ship versus a relationship. Okay. Now, it could be many different things. Sometimes I think I'm in a one-ship every day. But we'll talk about that later on the show.
Okay.
Because right now, I want to bring Coco Brown on to Soul Elixir. Hey, Coco.
What's up, Coco?
What's up, baby?
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Hey. Welcome to Soul Elixir, where it all goes down.
Thanks for having me, Sugar. What's going on?
Welcome.
We about to turn up.
I know that's right.
We're going to let you turn up, man, because we know you turn up and turn out. Oh, my God. How the hell are you, Coco?
I'm good. How you doing, baby? You good?
Sweet, man. Always good, thank God. Always good.
Good.
Yep. What's up with you? Congratulations on all your success, girl.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, my God.
Thank you
Congratulations.
so much, man. You know what? Hey, blessed and highly favored, brother. I did something right.
No, that's right. You told the right jokes. You made God laugh.
You say what?
You made God laugh.
Well, no, you know what?
So, because who would?
Not only that, I think she is fantastic on one of my favorite shows, for better or worse. I love her to death. I laugh every single time. I can't help it. I be in stitches. I can't wait. I be like, okay, it's going to come out. What you get ready to say now? What you get ready to say? Oh, no, don't say it.
luckily, Tyler lets me go. He gives me a script, but he kind of lets me go. So, I get to have a lot of fun with that character, with Jennifer.
I was just getting ready to ask, like, how do you feel like when you do Jennifer, as opposed to just being a comedian just out there laughing? Like, because I know you bring some of that to the to the TV with you, but some of it, like when I'm listening to you and it's like, okay, I know this is not scripted. You just got to go in with it. So how does that transfer for you on screen? Like the difference?
Well, I still have to have somewhat of a filter on the TV screen when I'm playing Jennifer, because I'm portraying a character. So I can be unfiltered, but I'm unfiltered as her. As I'm Coco Brown, I'm on stage, I'm telling jokes, honey. I'm unfiltered. What you see is what you get. I'm going to say what I mean what I say. And, and I'm going to make you think and make you laugh. I may make you mad at me, but you know what? Truth sometimes hurts. But, I just feel like, it's just the difference is that when I'm becoming this character, I have to make her believable. And I have to and I still have to give her like a little bit of extraness. But, I have to make her believable. I want you to look at Jennifer and say, I know her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's important.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is so important. I mean, I think for a lot, when you think about some of the comedians and some of the comedians, when they start to act, you always wonder, how can you transfer into that serious person? You know what I mean? Because the funny is what you do. You know what I mean? I know you're known as the funny mama, but that's what you do.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. People don't realize, comics, we are tragic, tortured souls, honey. So for us to be serious and bring out our pain when we have to suppress it to be funny, that's why a lot of your comedians are incredible dramatic actors. Monique, Jamie Foxx, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, we can go down the list. It is when we get to be able to say we don't have to be funny right now and we can really show you how we really feel. That's why we make such great dramatic actors. Most of us are, tortured souls. We have to laugh at our pain. Kevin Hart ain't got the patent on that.
Oh, yeah.
No shade, no foul, but that's real talk. The greatest, Richard Pryor said it best. The greatest comics are those that can bring pain and make their pain funny.
So how is it working with Tyler Perry?
It's amazing. It's like being on set learning. This man is the ultimate multitasker. Jesus. He's, writing, scripts. He's directing episodes. He's performing in plays, writing movies, filming dramas, filming sitcoms, all at the same time, building a new studio. I mean, the man is crazy. I swear we think he has a clone and maybe multiple clones. We don't know how he can do it. But it's amazing watching someone just do it with so much ease, But I think if he's showing me nothing, it's about having the right team of people around you so that, when you're building your empire, you have people to help. You have your contractors, and then you have the boss. He's the boss.
Okay.
Now, so
also, what I wanted to talk about a little bit while you talk about just the transformation of being a comedian to being on TV. I kind of read a little bit where you were going to do it, or are you getting ready to do Confessions of a Suicidal Diva?
Yeah. It's a one-woman show that I have been working on forever, and I'm going to tell you why. Because every time I think I'm complete, something else happens in my life that I want to add to it, because I want it to be so indicative. I want it to be truly a representation of me and what I've been through and how I've handled situations in my life. So it's like you say, at some point I just have to do it and not keep wanting to add to it. But I will. It's been a labor of love because I really believe in it, and it's going to show people a lot of my range as an actress, as a performer. They're going to see that I'm more than just funny. So I guess I just wanted to be real right. I wanted to be right. I guess I'm a little bit of a perfectionist.
Okay.
Hey,
a sweetheart.
Hey, Coco. Hey, where did you start out? How did you start your career, Coco? I'm sure everybody would like to know that.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. My situation is truly an example of when your destiny finds you. I was literally, working at Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus at their corporate offices in Virginia, and realized that I didn't want to be in a 3x5 cubicle for the rest of my life. And it took a friend of mine named Onyx that I owe so much to, because it was him that saw something in me and thought I should try comedy. And he introduced me to a guy in D.C. who owned a comedy club, and the rest has been history. I mean, I did it for just an outlet because I was so bored and frustrated being in corporate and sitting in this cubicle every day. And then when I realized I was really good at it, this is something I could do, and I didn't get scared. I like being able to go on stage and tell my truth and give my point of view, and people laughed at it. I was cool with it, and I was really blessed to have a lot of great mentors who taught me so much about the business and being a comic. Fat Doctor out of D.C. that mentored Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle, Tommy Davidson, cats like J.B. Smoove, Talent, Mike Epps, all these brothers, as I was coming up in the game, kind of kept giving me tidbits of wisdom and stuff that made me who I am today.
Great.
Nice. Hey, question for you. Okay, I like that you said, in the business part of it, okay? A lot of people understand, okay, entertainment is all fun and games, but they don't really know the business behind it. Like, okay, this is a business. This is not just like a fun and games thing. This is the work. This has to happen to live, Can you explain to us the work that you actually put into it to become the business entity that you are today?
Well, I learned from example. When I first got in the game, I noticed there were a lot of comics who didn't even have a bank account. We're walking around with their entire life earnings for the week in their pockets. And see, I come from a school that I had a bank account since I was 13 years old. And I was immediately, given the wisdom from my mentors that this is business, not just show. And you've got to be a business woman. I incorporated, myself. I trademarked my name. I made sure that I was a brand, and I keep continuing to build a brand, and that the brand is indicative of who I am. This is a business. You have to know who represents you. When you get to certain levels, at this point in my life, yes, I've got agents, I've got lawyers, I've got publicists. I mean, it's insane. But there was a time that I was all of those, and you have to learn the business. You have to get in the library. I mean, these kids nowadays, you got Google. You can research and know this stuff. With me, I was having to ask and talk to people and hope they would, shed some light and give me some information. But nowadays, you have no excuse about getting played because everything is out there for you to be knowledgeable about this business. And you don't sign nothing until you look at it thoroughly, and you don't sign nothing until you have a lawyer look at it. How about that? Even if you don't know a lawyer, there's plenty of paralegals that, you just throw a couple of dollars to and they'll look at stuff for you, and they work in lawyers' offices. There's no excuse for getting got at this point in time. There's too much information out there.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Man, thank you for sharing that with us. A lot of people don't share that. A lot of people talk about a brand, but they don't let everybody know what a brand really is. You hear brand.
Your brand is who you are. Before I was married and a mother, my brand was funny, sexy, cool. Now that I'm a mother, my brand is one funny mama. You have to evolve and you have to be indicative of your brand. You know what I'm saying? You can't be up here talking about, that's why I tell these new comics coming out, okay, that's cute that you have a cute little moniker like Chicken Wing or something like that when you go on stage, but you have to ask yourself, is that going to look right in a check? Is that going to look right in lights on a marquee in front of a theater? Do you want to be remembered for the rest of your life as Chicken Wing? Because once you blow, you're stuck with that name forever.
Oh, my God. Ain't that the truth?
About branding, you got to make sure you brand yourself something you want to be stuck with forever.
Correct.
I know that. Travis.
Wow.
Right. Small fry. What's up, Small fry?
Okay.
How you feel? And the nigga 6'5".
That's the kind of name.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now you 60 years old telling jokes and your name is Chicken Wing. We don't want to hear 60-year-old Chicken Wing. Seriously.
Oh
my God.
I guess wait a minute.
Okay.
So wait a minute, Coca. So I guess I'm gonna stop calling Mike Little Pee Wee. So I'll just stop doing it.
I mean,
damn.
That's so funny. Yikes is all I can say on that one.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna get you right. I mean, you do know I'm gonna get you.
Okay, I'm gonna get my funny on.
I'm gonna get your ass. Trust me. Anyway, back to Coco. Hey, Coco, are you in a OneShip or are you in a relationship?
I am probably in a polygamous type relationship right now.
Okay. Probably.
Because I'm dating.
Probably.
Dating.
Okay.
So I'm a polygamist right now because I'm dating. I've been divorced now, going on 3 years. I'm just now feeling comfortable enough to get back out there because I had to heal me first because nobody wanted me fresh out that marriage because I was a bitch. I was angry. So I had to heal myself and get myself right. And, now I'm feeling good and positive, and I've let all that go, and I feel like I'm a better woman now, and I'm dating, and I'm attracting the kind of men I want to date finally. It really means you attract what you are.
Right.
And it's like, I'm learning that is really true to some degree. Like, if you are a person that's all jacked up inside, that's what you're going to attract. Unfortunately, ain't too many Captain Saber chicks out here. Most of the times you jacked up, you're going to attract a jacked up dude. And vice versa,
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Talk, So I'm dating, and I feel like at this point, let the best man win.
Okay. So you're a serial dater. So guys that's dating, Coco, step up your game.
Yep.
Step up your game. One of
saying,
y'all better rise to the top.
I'm pick one of y'all to settle down with. I just ain't figured it out yet because, I got to see who's going to be the best man.
Okay.
I know that's right. Step up your game. Step up your game.
You better work hard for it.
Exactly.
Step up your game.
They got different kinds of women for different kinds of needs, and they got that one girl in the back of their mind they're going to settle down with after they get done with the hoes. So don't judge me because I'm doing the same.
Okay. All right. Wait a minute.
God.
Okay. So I just want to say, like, when we talk about the topic when we talk about OneShip and then we talk about versus a relationship, like I said earlier in the show, like I feel like sometimes as when you're divorced and you're trying to get back on that path of being in a relationship, sometimes it's best to be in a OneShip. You know what I mean? And like I said, some people don't understand. Like some people think OneShips are negative because sometimes when you're in a relationship, you can be in a OneShip. But when you're not in a relationship, being one with yourself, because that's what it means, being one with yourself, getting to know yourself, getting to love yourself, getting to be, being able to say, you know what, I can eat dinner alone because I love myself and I want to get to know myself better so I can be better for the next person that comes along. And I don't have to have any hidden agenda or judge them because I am who I am,
Right. People, a lot of times people are out here looking for someone to complete them. You've got to be complete in yourself. I knew when I walked away from my marriage, I knew the mind frame I was in, and I was not good for anyone, including myself. I couldn't stand to look at myself in the mirror at the person I had become due to anger and bitterness or whatever. And I knew that I could have easily went out and got a dude and had a rebound and tried to forget about him, but I wasn't going to do that to another dude because I didn't want some dude going around saying Coco Brown's the most horrible person ever when that truly wasn't who I was. I was merely a victim of my circumstances at the time. You got to take that time to have a OneShip with yourself because let me tell you something, if you don't like you, who the hell going to like you if you don't like you?
And that's a good, that's a good point because a lot of times, and I'm not, I don't want to just put people on Front Street, but a lot of times people break up or get divorces and they're quickly in another relationship, get married. And you sit there and you're like, okay, well, did you have time to grieve? Because it's almost like a person dying. When a person dies, you need time to grieve and get over it. That's the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had to, I wasn't always like that. I used to jump to another relationship trying to heal through that next relationship. And that was in my younger years when I didn't know any better. But now that I'm a grown woman, you got to understand that if you want to take your best self to someone, you got to take that time to love yourself. My thing is this, any man in my life enhances me. He does not complete me. I'm already complete.
Hey, Coco. So we have, in case you don't know, we have a person on the show that has multiple personality disorder. Like she's been diagnosed with it. I mean, she's like 9 characters in one. So I really would like to know, like, what her relationship is with herself. Okay, speaking of that, Rose Bush, what's up? Hey, let me know how you feel.
Don't do that. That is not funny. Okay, I do have some issues. However, I'm getting to I love all of me, all 5 of me, okay?
Oh, she said all 5 of her.
Take there, okay? So let's get back to the OneShip and the relationship, because Darrin Henson is on the line. D,
what's up, D?
What's up, everybody? What's going on, family? What's up to all the listeners out there? I'm just going to chime in, and I agree with Coco. You know, we have to be clear about what a OneShip is and what a relationship is. And if we're in anything or something, then we cannot be in that thing that we feel we're in it to have somebody else complete us. No one is ever going to be able to complete you. Completing you is the work that you have to do. What you have to do is bring yourself to the relationship. Therefore, you can add to the relationship. But if you're in a relationship, right, and you're not bringing anything, then it's very difficult to get to a OneShip. A OneShip deals with direction. A OneShip deals with agreement. A OneShip deals with work. Yes, I said it. Work. It takes work.
Yep.
It takes identification of oneself. It takes identification of process. It takes identification of direction. So we can't be in something and expect somebody else to do the work that we need to do on our individual selves, whether that's learning, whether that's being patient, whether that's striving to be more of one's individual self. No one is ever going to make you feel as good as you can prepare to feel good when somebody does something. It just does not happen. So we set ourselves up for disappointment in those particular situations. So I agree with the present conversation, and that's very, very important that we understand the difference between a relationship and a OneShip. So it's important that people are not confused. It takes work, and it takes desire to grow. Some people are in things, and they're just in them. They're complacent in them. They're not growing in it. They're just there. And it's important to do the work on an individual basis so you can add to your OneShip. If not, then all you're doing is sucking out of the OneShip. And then it turns back into a relationship, and sooner or later people stop relating.
Yeah.
Tell it.
How about that?
I'm serious. Like to my sisters out there, you have to understand. You know, I talk. You know, I have a lot of male friends that I talk to, and they talk about these women who are constantly like, "Where you at? What you doing?" Like they have no lives of their own. That is the first sign that you need to get in touch with yourself when you need someone else to make a move. You cannot function without knowing where that person is. You text me, call me constantly. Ladies, please stop that. Have a life of your own. Trust. If anything is being done in the dark, it will come to light. You do not need to sit around trying to watch your man's every move. And men, if you are insecure and you are worried about what your woman's doing, you need to ask yourself what kind of issues are you dealing with that you constantly have to worry about what your woman is doing 24/7.
And if there's no trust in a relationship, you don't have anything anyway.
Exactly. Bottom line. Yep. Bottom line.
You just have something that's wasting a whole bunch of your time. That's going to end in total disaster, man. It's just going to end, and one day you might find yourself behind bars because you don't went too far. You might find yourself in the graveyard because they don't went too far. You know, it's just like, look, walk away now. Walk away. If you know it's not working, talk it out and walk it out.
Now, I want to pose a question to the men real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Coco.
Now, we're talking about a OneShip, and we're, talking about getting in touch with yourself and loving yourself. However, we all know that the male ego is extremely fragile, and a man must feel needed. How far is too far for a woman to be complete in herself and not give off to a man that she doesn't need him? Men have to feel needed. But if you are so in touch with yourself, what is the boundary? What is the line?
Okay, let me ask you this, okay? And I hate to answer a question with a question, but, okay, in your relationship, when you feel unwanted, what happens? Don't you actually either search for someplace that you're wanted at?
Absolutely.
Or, you know what I'm saying? So if you give off these markers and you keep saying, just like how a woman would say to a man, baby, you're not spending enough time with me. Baby, you don't even talk to me. Now, if you got a man talking about, baby, you don't even talk to me no more, okay, first of all, he might have feminine fingers, or he really hurts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one or the other, okay? So, and now if he, on the latter part of it, he's feeling hurt, then now those are signs for a woman to take notice of. Now, at that time, she's still so selfish to say, I don't care, so what? Deal with it. Then, okay, either he has a choice to walk away or to walk to somebody else. You see what I'm saying? Because he's giving off those signs. He's giving off, a man to say, baby, you're not spending no time with me. Come on. Okay, men don't, it takes us a while before we speak up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we feeling it for a distance.
Yeah, and I think from that perspective, I think it's okay. Like, if people are dealing with each other and they're learning each other as a couple, it's okay at the beginning. But if there's consistency of confusion about a person's need, when you are in a one-ship or when you are developing in anything with another individual, there's a rhythm that both of you have. And if that rhythmic pattern is always off, that means somebody's not in tune. So, and there's no blame on either or the person. It just means neither one of them are in tune. So if there's a consistency of, I don't feel loved, or we don't spend enough time together, or I don't feel that you're focused on me, then there's a detachment. There's a segregation. There's a dismissal of desire that's there. And I think for a man to tell a woman that, then something's wrong, because naturally a woman, even a woman who is busy, even a woman who's running her own company, even a woman who's, a CEO of a company, and really she's still, her favorite part of the day is getting home to her man, or going out with her man, or going on a date with her man. So if a man has to tell a woman that, then chances are she's really not interested in him as much anymore, and is probably focused on another man, because it's not natural for a woman not to want to spend time with that man. And for a man to say it, I actually look at it as a person who's patient. He's a person who does desire more within that one-ship or relationship, because he's asking the woman, and asking is already feminine. Not feminine being negative, just within the nature of asking is feminine. So I believe that there's a detachment already that's going on. But in closing, what I want to say is this. We have to be careful not to be complacent in our relationships or our one-ship, because you can get so comfortable you no longer do the work.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, because you all make sure that your emotions are in check. Because if you don't have emotions within the relationship dies. So, with that being said, you got to make sure.
You have to know that there's an end goal. When you're having that one ship, healing yourself, getting yourself together, do you eventually want to get back out there, or are you just going to be complacent, as Darrin says, by yourself? You have to ask yourself, once you decide to get back out there, you now are asking yourself, or telling yourself, I want to be part of a we equation, no longer an I. Are you really ready to do that?
Right. And I think, Coco, do you think that goes along? Because I've heard a lot of men, some men say that women have men tendencies. You know what I mean?
A lot of women do.
Act like a dude.
I'm a woman to admit that I do. I do. I'm woman enough to admit, because I'm an emotional being like most women are, but I've also learned how to control my emotions, which a lot of women do not.
Okay.
And most men are a little bit more contained with their emotions. A man can keep his emotions bottled up forever, and only care but so much. Where women, once you take that cap off, honey, we're pouring out. We're done. I've learned how to put the cap on my emotions, and I've been told that that's a man-like tendency. But I think that is a defense mechanism that I have adopted from being vulnerable at times and having that vulnerability taken advantage of. That I've now learned to not allow myself to be so naked where I feel like I have been that me being vulnerable has been disregarded and not taken as seriously as it should have been. So I know for me, it's a defense mechanism that I've learned how to control my emotions, and I can be just as calm in a situation as a man. And that usually freaks out men because they expect women to be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Or whatever. And I think they're just like, okay, it's cool. All right, it's cool. All right, cool.
See,
it freaks
now that's
out
crazy.
when you're not emotional. Yeah.
Yeah. See, me, like if you did that to me, I wouldn't go to sleep next to you. I would think you about to burn me down. I think it's like a trick somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but you know what? I think sometimes. But I think sometimes you develop, like when you said earlier, when you're in a OneShip and you get out of a relationship, you divorce. Sometimes when you get to find yourself, there's a comfort zone and there's a lot of things that you will not accept and a lot of things that you won't take. So in your mind, when you are dating or out there, trying to find this person in your life, a lot of times you don't want to get too emotional. You know what I mean? Because it's like, is it worth it? Because I got emotional before. And this is where it ended up. Is it worth it? You know what I mean? Am I going to stress or, lose my mind over something so trivial? Right, but something so trivial. But now, you know how to deal with it a little bit better. You know how to mask your emotions and know what's important to talk about and what's important not to talk about. Because sometimes, and I hear men say it all the time, they need women to kind of, be quiet sometimes because we always run our mouths. It's like a motor mouth. And sometimes you don't want to hear all that. And then when you get to a certain point in your life as a woman, you don't want to hear that either. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I've grown, I've matured from that.
One of the most things a woman can do is silence.
Right. I've grown and I've matured from that. Now I can move on.
At that point, silence scares the hell out of the average man. If a woman is silent, because we are verbal, we are going to voice our opinion, and we're going to make sure, and we're going to fight you until you agree with us, or lie and say you agree with us. And when a woman gets quiet, I say this in my act, when a woman gets quiet, she's fixing to kill you.
I told you, I'm not trying to go to sleep. I told you already, I'm not trying to go to sleep next to you when you get quiet like that. I'm looking at you like, I think I'm going to go sleep at one of my boys' house tonight. I'm going to sleep on the couch, give me a hotel room, something. I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? But because that's a scary thought. I mean, like you said, women generally, they talk. They share their emotions. They say what they have to say. And sometimes they say it repeatedly, too many times in the conversation. We as men, we get it, just put it out there. We get it the first time. So as soon as you say it,
we do have a tendency as females to beat a dead horse. And that's something that, I think all women tend to do. We tend to beat a dead horse. Sometimes you've got to learn how to say your point and be done with it. And either they're going to get it and comply, or they're not, and then you have to sometimes choose a different recourse. Am I going to put up with this and say, okay, this is something I can deal with, or is this something that I'm like, it's a deal breaker, I cannot? Because beating a dead horse, after you've said something seriously like 3 times, shut up, because obviously it's not going to change. Shut up.
Yep, and men speak up. Let them know you got it.
It's funny that you say that because I went out, I went on a date. It was someone will be named. I'm not even going to say their name. But anyway, we were sitting there, and I just feel like when you start like probing and asking questions that are unnecessary, I'm not going to get upset and bother. I guess he wanted me to have an emotion and get upset, and I just stated like, okay, well, that's really not important to me. And he was like, you act just like a dude. You act like a dude. You don't have any. I said, first of all, this is a date 1. I don't have to have emotions right now.
I'd have been like, first of all, have you ever dated a dude to know what a dude would do on a date?
Right. Like, what is going on?
That would have been my question. I act like a dude? Really? So you got out with a dude and know what a dude would do on a date? Okay.
Oh, my God.
But wait a minute.
Oh, God.
Let me tell you what he said. Let me tell you what he said.
Why are you sitting here and I actually have breasts that I was born with?
Look, let me tell you what he said. Now, this is where I dropped the line. You hear that? Maybe you hear that? Like, you do the day to do the. He said, girlie, you better stop. Well, when he said girlie, I said, check, please.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
What's funny is they say it's like the roles have reversed. A lot of men have become feminized, and a lot of women have become masculine. And it's like the roles have reversed. I feel you. I've been out with dudes where, you know, anytime a man says child, I'm like, oh, no. Did you just say child? Did you just say child? No. You know, and then, you know, women, you know, I say all the time, the average independent, strong woman does not choose to be that way. She has been put in a position that she has to be that way. I tell men all the time, you think I want to be the one that everything is in my name and I pay every bill? Do you think I want to be the one that's got to make every decision in terms of my son's life and his future? Do you think I want to be the one that's got to determine what everything is going to happen today, tomorrow, whatever? Dude, no. I would love a man to come into my life and be a man and step up and be the king of the castle, and all I got to do is cook, clean, and lay on my back. It would be wonderful to try that for 5 minutes.
For 5 months,
I would love to see what that life feel like, just for 5 minutes.
Well, listen to this.
Okay.
Right now.
Man.
Tell Coco what that is.
Coco, that means it's time for the hot couch, you know what I'm saying? We just ask, you know, certain things of some of the guests sometimes that, you know, sometimes it gets personal, sometimes it's just funny. Okay? So tonight we just going, here in a second we're going to get funny or personal, you know what I'm saying? But just don't take it personal. You know, we still love you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Rose Rush. You on the phone, Rose?
I'm here.
Subtract, it don't matter, we'll be right back, because age ain't nothing but a number.
So,
the older the berry, the sweeter the juice. The older the berry, the sweeter the juice. Yo.
Okay, the older the berry, the sweeter the juice. Age ain't nothing but a number. Okay? So this is the hot couch. Okay, this is the hot couch. So okay, Rosie.
First of all, Ms. Coco, I would just like to say, you know, because of what you discussed tonight, I have a much better perspective as to why I keep attracting all these crazy men. It's because of my multiple personality disorder. So I appreciate that. So if I switch it up a little bit, I may attract, you know, different kinds of men. And
Rose, just date yourself. Just date yourself.
Jesus. Fix it. Okay.
Somebody.
Okay.
But on to the topic, you know, she played a song, I believe that was Hakeem from Empire, and it said age ain't nothing but a number. And you recently did an interview with Black America Web, and you talked about, well, first of all, you already talked about your relationships and you know, how if the best man win or whoever that may be. But in this interview, you talked about how you cannot find a man over 30. So are you dating young? Would you consider yourself a cougar? And what would you say to other people who want to date young, but they care about what other people may think or say about them?
You know, I wouldn't consider myself a cougar. When I think of a cougar, I think of a woman that's probably over 50 more so, dating someone in their 20s or 30s. I mean, you know, it's not like I, you know, purposely go out here and want to find younger dudes. I just have noticed that the minute I turned 40 myself, all that was coming at me was guys 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Now, I will say that if you care about what other people think, that's what you need to deal with between you and your God. Because at that, you know, if you at that age where you're older and you still worried about what somebody thinks, honey, that's something you need to check on your own. Because I don't care less what somebody thinks about me. There's one judge, honey, and I'll see him at the pearly gates. Okay, I ain't got time to judge.
Yes.
But you know, I date who I like. You know, one of the guys I'm actually dating right now is 29. And he is a lot of fun, but he's very mature for his age. He's got his stuff really together, and I'm really impressed with how he's got his life in order. And like I said, he stepped to me. I didn't step it to him. He stepped to me. And he asked me out like a gentleman and said, may I take you out to dinner? And he did, and he paid, and he pulled out chairs and opened doors. And I'm like, okay, your mama raised you well. I will say that I have noticed that a lot of men my age, and when I mean my age, I'm talking like, you know, 39 and up, they got a lot of baggage with them in terms of when you're trying to have a conversation and start something new, they want to bring up what the last chick did to them or the ex-wife or the baby mama. And I know that women do that too. I'm not saying that we don't. But when I'm coming to the table and I'm not talking to you about my ex-husband, I don't want to hear about how you still hate your ex-wife. I don't want to hear about how much money she getting alimony. I don't want to hear about this. I want to talk about me and you at this present moment of getting to know each other. I did date briefly a dude that was extremely young, a little younger than I should have. I just wanted to see what it was like, and I felt like his mother. And I said, this is freaking me out because I feel like his mother, because I'm concerned about him in a way that is more maternal than it is sexual. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't think that you should care, but I think there should be some boundaries because keep in mind, when I was dating the very younger dude, I knew it was never going to work when we got into a debate about hip-hop and he wanted to argue me down that Drake was the best rapper of all time. I said, you know what? I need to go. This is not going to work.
Oh, my God. So, Coco, was that incest?
What works for you. Do what works for you, honey. That's what I'll give you. That is all.
Do what works.
Oh, my God.
Well, I definitely have a lot of hope because I feel like maybe now the reason why I'm single is because my future husband has not even been born yet, so I'm going to keep hope alive.
I'm sorry. Hold on. The reason why you are single and I wouldn't keep hope alive if I was you is because you crazy.
But men love crazy.
I'm going to get through to one of y'all. I guarantee you.
Keep it real. Men love crazy women. Let's just keep it 100.
For a hot second.
Let me ask you real quick, sweetheart. Are you light-skinned?
No, I'm chocolate.
You chocolate and you crazy. Wow, that's a difference. But you just crazy want to be high yellow. I ain't gonna lie. It's that lack of melanin, honey. They be cuckoo. All my light-skinned girlfriends have all been to jail for throwing bricks in a dude's windshield. They crazy. But
oh my God.
Well,
I mean, at least you know you crazy. But men like crazy. They like that crazy crap. Look at her, man. She gonna put sugar in my tank. She crazy. She gonna slip my tires. That sex be the bomb, though. Yeah, crazy. She got 5 personalities. You having a menage a trois with one person? I bet it is.
Exactly.
Hell. I know y'all like that, man.
Oh my God!
He can cheat on you with you. Come on, that's a plug.
Cheat on you.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! That one, cheat on you with you.
Oh my God!
She's winning.
Yes, Coco. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my God, one of the funniest women in freaking alive. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God.
Mike, you men know that you like it when you come over here, and if I don't get my way, and I was to tie you in the closet and leave you in there for 3 days and slide food under the door, you like that.
Jesus,
I mean, well, not you, but I don't think that's
crazy. Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby girl. It must have been about 90 days now. I think it's time for you to start taking your meds again. Okay, come on, get back on the pill.
He's talking about Hannibal lecturing somebody.
Oh my God!
Silence and lambing somebody.
Damn misery.
I just have a funny way of expressing my love. That's all. And I want to keep him close. So sometimes he has to get in that closet and get off work so that he doesn't go anywhere.
Oh my God!
Another level.
All I know.
That's taking
all I know is
a whole other level.
Role playing. She ain't playing. What are you talking about? Man,
well, as you can see, Coco, we have a
Miss Brown yet?
We have a host that's really cray-cray, and she kind of, exudes it, blaming on other people, but that's really her. But that's cool. But you know what?
Well,
what I have to say is,
she got 4 more personalities.
Oh my goodness!
She use them. Oh my
God!
God!
Goodness,
that's crazy. You said it, honey. You just gotta learn how to use it to your advantage. You know. You just, because that's...
Yeah. You don't even know which way you're talking to, Kobe.
I really don't. I'm like, Charlie, she's
I don't know what to say right now.
I don't know what to say. I'm like, who am I talking to right now? You got me sick.
Oh, my God.
Talk about putting people in a closet or coughing with sliding food under the door. I'm like, Jesus, honey. Y'all
tied up for 3 days.
There might be some brothers in there that's been on milk cartons. I'm going to go check her house, honey. Look, I'm saying, we ain't seen Trey Songz in a while. Y'all better go see.
Oh, my God.
Where you at? Where you at?
I'm saying, you just can't we ain't seen in a while.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Do you have
anybody
any...
seen Lorenz Cake? She might be in her house trying to get his food slid under a door.
Oh, my God.
You know?
Y'all
put an
just pray
APB
my
out for
friend to
Shamar
the Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
That's funny.
Wow.
But you know what? I just think, like, I don't know, like for me, because I have, children that are, like, in the 20s. And, a lot of times, younger guys do approach me and start having conversation. And I'm like you, Coco, like if you talk to them and you sit there, you go, you talk like you got breast milk. I got to move on. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there are the young ones that are like 28, 30, between 30 and 35. When you meet them, and it's like you can tell the difference. Like if you were raised by their mom, because they're a whole different breed, and they know it's just like almost like they know what to say. You know what I mean? They're much more mature. And you sit there and go like, and then you go, well, how old are you? And when they tell you how old he is, my whole heart just drops to the ground. Like, okay.
See, the good thing about the young ones, they don't know to play games with you yet. The old ones like to play a lot of games and see if they can manipulate you and get in your head. The young ones don't know that yet. They don't know to use that power yet. You can catch them before they learn they got that superpower.
Mike, what you got to say about the old? Mike, what do you have to say about the old ones not knowing playing those games? Is that you still play these games, Mike?
Look, man, I'm not saying shit.
I mean, because we know you don't have superpowers.
I love y'all. No, I'm playing no damn. I'm too old to play games, y'all. I'm way too old to play games.
I'm going to tell you what type of games the older guys play. You guys, when you don't want to commit, you give a female just enough hope to think that it could be something, and then when it's time to commit, you pull back, and then when you see her walk away, you give her just a little bit more hope just to keep her in there, but you refuse to commit. I think that's the game that you guys play.
Well, I think that's definitely a game that some older people play, most definitely. I mean, I'm too old for games at this stage, man. I'm so upfront and so honest with everything I say now, it don't make no sense. I'm blunt. If you don't know me in the first 5 seconds, you're not going to know me. Because I'm telling you everything in the first 5 seconds. So I'm telling you everything. And if you can deal with me at that point, you say, okay, I'm good. I can stay around with you because this is what you're going to get for the next 20, 30 years. However I display myself in the first 5 minutes is what you're going to get. That's it. It's nothing different. Ain't nothing changing. If I didn't open up your door, I'm not going to open up your door. If I didn't pull out your seat, I'm not going to. I mean, I will, but I'm just letting you know. I'm telling you, like, don't expect something. Don't come in thinking, I'm going to change him. Nah, that's not going to happen. And I'm speaking for a lot of men out there. We are set in our ways.
I mean, you can't change a man. You might could persuade him, but changing him, please, honey, you wasting your time. Unless you're about 21, 22, but when he's just getting real hair on his balls, you better keep it moving.
Wait.
I know.
I'm just saying.
You say, teach them young, Howard. Teach them young.
Get them young. Get them young. You can do all that. If you want to change and train a man, get him young. But after about 28, 29, 30, what you're dealing with is what you're dealing with. Now, the younger ones are a little bit more moldable. you know, because they don't know to be jacked up and put their heels in the ground and say, this is who I am and I ain't changing for nobody and I don't care what you want, I'm going to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? They don't know that yet. Some 35 times, child, please. What you see is what you get. If he wasn't pulling out your chair and doing all this stuff before, he ain't going to change. He ain't. It's got to be something ingrained in him. That's why you got to really get to know someone and understand that nobody's going to be perfect. You have to understand in yourself what I can tolerate and what are deal breakers, and you can't budge on that. You got to be real with yourself, because all you're going to do is lie to yourself and get frustrated and start an argument over some dumb crap. What you mean you don't like mashed potatoes? I hate you. That's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. It really is.
You know what? The Lord
is the woman.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. You know what, Miss Coco? You are so right. And because of you, I am no longer going to lock another man in my closet. Ever.
Jesus.
If he doesn't want to do right,
Coco, she gonna lock him. She gonna lock him in the basement now. She gonna make sure.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Oh my God.
Child.
Yeah, for real. And you know she said Miss Coco again, right? Yeah, she said Miss Coco again. So that's a different one.
I'm just happy now that I know who kidnapped Hakeem on Empire. I now know.
Well, see what had happened was.
Oh my God.
So,
okay, thank you.
Coco, what kind of things you got coming up? What do you have coming up on the
Oh my goodness! Well, right now you guys can catch me you can catch me tonight too, and every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. on FX on the new show, The People vs. O.J. Simpson: American Crime Story.
Okay.
You guys can also catch me April 1st, starting on the new season of Tyler Perry's For Better or Worse on the Oprah Winfrey Network. You guys can also catch me on the show The Soul Man with Cedric the Entertainer and Niecy Nash on TV Land. You guys can
doing
catch
some
me
things.
on the streets. I'm saying I'm on tour
out
right
there.
now with Mike Epps. So if you go on MikeEpps.com, MikeEppsTour.com, you're going to see where me and Mike are going to be on the road. We're actually in Newark, New Jersey this Friday at the NJ Pack. You know, we've got plenty of dates coming up: Tampa, St. Louis, Dallas. We're all over the place. You know, and I just finished doing the Fab Life Talk Show. You guys can check that out on April 6th. You know, April 7th. Make sure you check me out on that, you know, and they keep running my episode of The Rio. Make sure y'all check me out on that. And you guys can always Google me, Coca Brown, COCOA Brown, and see where I'm going to be, and check my social medias. I'm all over the place. And please make sure you add that A to my name is COCOA Brown, because if you don't add that A and you Google the other Coco Brown, you will get a porn star, and that's not me.
Okay.
So hold on, how'd you spell that other one? No, I'm just saying.
Yeah. If you leave that A off, that's who the devil you gonna get, and that ain't me.
Well, you know what? Right now,
look, I'm about to take one of her gigs. I keep getting her calls, man. I'm like, look here, $25 grand for what? Yeah, I'm saying, okay, can I wear a mask?
Well, right
I'll
now,
be the first
Coca.
Wu-Tang clone store. I'll be up there in a Wu-Tang Ninja outfit getting it in. Tired of getting her calls. Shoot.
Well, officially right now, Coca, we want to welcome you to the Soul Elixir family. You're welcome to come back anytime. Just drop in. If you have new projects coming out, you want to come on and you need a platform to talk about it, Soul Elixir is here for you to do. We are coming live to a city near you, so if we're there live and you are in the area, come on through and hang out with us. But, as of today, you're a part of the family. We welcome you and, tune in.
Thank you.
Spread the word, about Soul Elixir, because, we're trying to be on here to change things. We want to make a platform about each and every individual celebrity that comes on. So it's going to be about you. You know what I mean? To kick back and relax and have fun.
I appreciate that. I've had enough.
Coco,
guys.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome to the family. Definitely. Welcome to the family. Man, one of the funniest sisters out there alive, man. And man, we got to say that she's a part of our family now. So I got one of the funniest cousins alive. You know what I'm saying? Coco Brown. That's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? For real, that's man. Oh my God, Coco, for real.
Just
Thank
don't
you
ask
so
me for
much.
no money. Okay.
Oh, damn. Okay, she's not my cousin no more.
She said, call her anything but collect, Mike. No
collect. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'll be family all day. You ask me for $1.
See, we used to be family, see, but she changed on me. See, you changed on me, cuz. See what you did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nah, I know that's right.
Yeah, it's called
commas,
God. Honey. It's called commas. That's what happened, all them commas.
Okay. All right. Well, we love you, Coca. We love you so much.
Thank y'all so much for having me.
You are so welcome. And anything that you do, just check out our Twitter pages. We will be blasting it. Anything that you're involved in, we're going to blast it for you to get it out there to individuals.
All right. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Go ahead, Mike.
Right,
take us out.
Thank you.
All right.
Go.
All right. And baby, get some help, Pumpkin. Get some help. Dr. Phil always looking for guests. Always looking for guests, baby. Dr. Phil always looking for guests. All right. Bye, baby.
Bye.
Yes. Oh, my God. Okay. Okay.
So... This has been a fantastic evening. I just want to tell the listeners where they can follow us, and I want all you guys to give your handle where you can connect with us throughout the week. Our social media is Twitter, Instagram. It's Soul Elixir Talk Show 1 and 2. Follow us and connect with us. Ask your questions throughout the week. If you have a topic that you want to talk about here on Soul Elixir, just put it down to us, and we will get it right on the show. Mike, what's your handle? Where can we reach you? Besides,
all you have to do that's messed up. All you have to do is say Mike McCary, Mike Base McCary, and then anything /Boys to Men, and you'll find me on Twitter, Facebook, all that different stuff. Email address, everything is on there. I mean, everything is out there. You can just find me everywhere. Just talk to me. Let me know what's going on out there. And I'm always available for you guys. So, hey, what about you, Mo?
Well, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Essence of Mo. And Facebook is Monica.A.Anderson. And also my author page, which is Monica Elam, and my website, MonicaElam.com. Rose?
They try to make me go to rehab. I said no. Oh, my social media. Oh, okay. Rose Bush 25 on Instagram and on Twitter. On Facebook, it's Rose Bush, and that's about it.
What about Crazy Bush? You should capitalize on that name. You should definitely put that out there. Just pick a
Nut Bush? Oh, Nut Bush. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
And make sure.
Okay. Anyway.
And make sure you guys.
Never mind.
Make sure you guys follow our other co-host, Darrin Henson, at Mr. D. Henson on Twitter, and also Darrin Henson on Instagram, and then Tamika Scott at I am Tamika Scott on Twitter as well as Instagram. Stay tuned for Secrets and Truth book tour sponsored by Soul Elixir coming to you soon. And Mike, you know what? Guess what? I guess you can wrap up.
Hey, at this time, as usual, we like to thank one of the funniest women alive for joining us on the show, Coco Brown. We thank you for joining us. We love you. Thank you. Welcome to the family. And to all of you out there, we thank you for joining us once again. And you can join us here every Tuesday night, and you can actually be a part of the show. We love you. Call in. Be there with us. God bless y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.